and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I really wanted to talk about a book I read recently which is called Dopamine Nation. I shared this on my Instagram and a few of you commented and said, please can you make a video about this, because I was kind of reading it in relation to my no buy year and not shopping, and how dopamine is kind of what is or was keeping me shopping so much. So I find this so interesting. I did think it would be more about a wider range of kind of dopamine addictions. A lot of it focused on like drug addiction and things like that. But I think the premise of it is pretty much the same, is that we can be addicted to absolutely anything because of the dopamine receptors in our brains. And I find with shopping, you get those little dopamine hits every time you open up your shopping app, or every time you step into a store, or you find something that you like and think that suits you. You find something on sale that you can afford. You know, when you go to buy something, that first time you try it on when you get home. And then it's kind of as it goes on, the dopamine starts to dwindle. Like, it's not as exciting once you own it. It's kind of the chase and the getting it, that's the excitement. And then once you have it, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. The chase for something else starts over. I think that's why a lot of us struggle to stop shopping when we want to kind of rein in things, whether that's for financial reasons or because we have too much stuff and we've just got too much clutter. If we can't fit any more into our wardrobes because we've got smaller living spaces. Whatever the reason, it can be really hard to stop shopping because of these dopamine receptors in our brain. We're so used to feeding it with new stuff, with hits of dopamine, like from social media or from shopping or from junk food, things that just taste so good that you just can't get enough of it. And that's how we become pretty much addicted to these things. Now, I'm not an expert in addiction, so I'm not going to talk about this from an actual addiction perspective. And if you feel like you are actually addicted to shopping and have a shopping addiction, it's probably worth reaching out to a professional to get help. This is just kind of a little bit anecdotal, and from my perspective, I never felt like I was addicted, but very much kind of just hooked on shopping, and I loved the chase. I also thought it would be fun to just do my nails while we chat through, because I really need to do my nails today. I don't have tons of time to film like lots of videos and get my nails done, so I thought I would do both at once. And I've recently got an at-home UV nail kit from Nail Reserve. So I thought I would try it out here and do a bit of a chatty video while I do my nails. Bit of multitasking. So I have 3 nail colours from Nail Reserve. They're all pretty neutral, pretty basic. I've got a really nice red, but this is the one I just took off yesterday, so I might not put this one back on, although I think it is my favourite. It's kind of like this warm, deep, very autumnal red, so very suitable. I could do that. I think I might go for this lighter shade, which is the one I tried when I first got my kit a couple of weeks ago. I've kind of been testing it out to see like how well it lasts and stuff, because of course I never want to review anything on my channel unless I've actually tried it. So the last time I painted my nails was definitely somewhere between 2 to 3 weeks, and they were absolutely perfect when I took them off yesterday. Except for one, because my actual nail had broken, so then the nail polish chipped and I ended up peeling it off. Other colour is this one, which looked a little, maybe it looked a little different on the website when I ordered it, or else I thought it was going to look different, but then when I actually looked on the website I was like, yeah, it's pretty accurate actually. It's a little bit more cool toned than I would have liked, but I haven't actually tried it yet, so maybe I'll just try this one. Let's just go with this one because I've already tried the other 2. I've also got a base coat and a top coat to use, and then I've got my little lamp plugged in here, which is so cute. Let me just unplug it and show you. It's honestly just like the tiniest little lamp, like so handy, so portable. You could definitely travel with this as well if you needed to. My nails are pretty long. They've grown very well lately, but if you didn't know, sometimes it's in the background of my videos. I have my guitar on the wall here. I play a little bit of guitar, and when my nails get this long, I just can't play that well. But I think for the sake of this video, I want these nails to look really nice, so I'm not going to cut them just yet. So in this book, she has a really great framework for kind of how she works through things with her patients. And the letters I'll pop on the screen here because I don't feel like I'm not going to explain this properly, but it's kind of like the letters that stand for each step is dopamine, so D.O.P.A.M.I.N.E. So the first letter, D, is for data. So it's basically to get real about what is going on. So basically it was like, what are you doing? How much of it are you doing? And how often are you doing it? And this can kind of relate to absolutely anything. Like I said, it can be about any kind of addiction. So in our case, this is What are you doing? It's shopping. How often are you doing it? Maybe it's every week, maybe it's like pretty much multiple times a week. And how much are you doing it? I guess could be like how much are you spending. So just to be really objective about it, and not to just kind of take the emotion out of it at this point. Just be like, how much are you spending? How many things are you buying? How often are you doing it? Like, what is the reality here? Okay, next is objectives. What does shopping do for you? Like, why do you do it? What do you get out of it? What kind of buzz does it bring you? She says there's usually some sort of personal logic behind this as well. So like we do it because it brings us joy. We do it because it feels fun. We do it because we go shopping with our friends all the time and that's a really fun activity. We do it because it makes us feel better about ourselves. We do it because it makes us feel in control of our lives, because if we're buying certain clothes, it makes us feel like we're being a certain person, and that kind of fantasy self sometimes. P, problems. What is the downside? What is the problem associated with your shopping habits? Do you have any financial problems? Housing problems, as in like you have too much stuff in your house and you can't afford to store it all. Relationship problems. Are you fighting with your spouse or a family member or a housemate because you just live in such a mess because you have so much stuff? Moral issues, like do you feel bad about yourself because you're spending so much money or because you're supporting brands that you don't actually agree with? And then your mental health as well can suffer if you want to stop shopping so much, but then you do it anyway and you kind of just start feeling bad about yourself. The A in dopamine is for abstinence, and this is where a no-buy comes in. She says in the book 1 month is a really great place to start for kind of restoring homeostasis, for taking a break from something. She said, so, depending on how addicted you are to something, a few weeks might help, but a month is a really good place to start. So a 1 month no buy can be a great place to start as well if you are looking to curb your shopping habits or just kind of assess what's going on with your shopping habits. Okay, base coat's done. It says to shake these actually. If you've never done your nails at home before, I'll leave a PDF below that Nail Reserve sent to me to kind of instructions for how to do it, because I had never done it before either. But it's something that I just kind of, it always seemed like such a faff to have to go and get my nails done every like 2 to 3 weeks when one would chip. Whereas doing it at home myself, it just makes so much more sense, because if one chips, I can literally take the whole nail off and redo it, which I have been able to do myself. Sometimes there's literally just those 1 or 2 nails that chip, and it's like, oh, I have to go get the whole set redone. It's a nice colour. I think I can get on board with it. So if you are looking to do a no-buy, you don't have to do a 1 year no-buy like I did. I definitely did many little no-buys before I went all in on the 1 year one. And mainly why I did 1 year was because I knew I would document it on YouTube. And I think if I wasn't doing that, it might not have been as easy to keep up with. So for any of you who have committed to a 1 year no-buy and you're struggling, fair play, because if you aren't actually sharing it somewhere and people aren't holding you accountable, it's pretty hard to do it. So amazing, well done you. And if you haven't done it before, maybe 1 month is a great place to start. I've shared all my tips on how to set up for success for a no-buy in a video previously, so I'll link that up here. And I'm also going to do an update soon. Once my no-buy is over, I'm going to rewatch that video and see if I would actually change anything now that I've done a full year. So the point of this abstinence period is to restore homeostasis, like I said, and just kind of bring back the ability to get a dopamine hit from other places and not just shopping all the time. When we are constantly feeding our dopamine addictions with food or with clothes or with alcohol or whatever it is, we lose the ability to get joy and dopamine from other places, from like spending time with people we love and from, you know, spending time in nature and things like that. They stop being as enjoyable because we're kind of overloaded ourselves with dopamine. So the little things stop being as joyous and we're just kind of ruining our lives for ourselves. It's probably why a lot of us spend so much time on social media now, even though we know we shouldn't, is because we get so much of a dopamine hit from social media, from likes, from followers, from just seeing stuff on the app, from just everything so entertaining these days and funny, and it almost detaches us from our real life and stops us from actually enjoying our real life. I would love to do a social media detox at some stage, similar to my no-buy, not for a year, because I don't think I can handle it. Obviously I create content, so I kind of need to be on the internet, but I definitely would like to spend less time consuming content and more time creating it. The next letter M is for mindfulness. So this is being mindful that this abstinence period might be hard, and be mindful about how you might feel in this time. Giving something up cold turkey is not easy, so there are going to be triggers where we want to shop. There are going to be situations when your friend is like, hey, do you want to go shopping after work? Or you go out for lunch and you see shops all around you. It's going to be triggering. Maybe even just scrolling on your phone because you have shopping apps on it is going to make you want to shop. So it's about being mindful about how this month, this abstinence period may go, and setting yourself up for success. I is for insight. So abstaining for 1 month can really give us an insight into what our triggers are, what our behaviour is, like why we do what we do and how much we do it as well. So obviously in the first point, we gathered information around what we're doing, how much we're doing. But having this month off and really keeping track of like how much you feel the need to shop can give you even more insight into this. N is for next steps. How do you plan to change your behaviour after this abstinence period? Do you have a plan in place? Like, would you like to just shop once a month? Would you like to only spend maybe £50 a month? Would you like to shop every 3 months, every season? Would you like to only buy second hand so you feel better about your shopping habits, that it's not quite as impactful on the environment? Are you only going to support sustainable, ethical brands so that when you shop, you feel like you're doing good? What is your plan? What are your next steps, and how are you going to achieve that when the 1 month is over? That can be something really great to focus on in that month, so you kind of have something to think about while you're going through that kind of no-buy period. Just start thinking about the next step. So once that month is over, what are you going to do? I'm currently thinking about that myself because I have literally a handful of days left. Probably by the time this video goes up, my no-buy is going to be over, which is crazy. I'm still thinking, how do I want to shop when this is over? Do I want to set myself a money amount, like a monetary budget, monthly or seasonally or yearly? I'm thinking maybe I want to shop once a season. That could be a really nice way to do it. I'm allowed to shop, but it's kind of, I shop per season and then I fill my wardrobe with all the pieces I need for that season, and then I don't need to shop again until the next season rolls around. And that can be a nice way to kind of indulge myself from season to season. Maybe I can incorporate a couple of essentials or a couple of trending pieces and then kind of not shop again for 3 months. I think that would be maybe that's my challenge for like the first year, and then assess again afterwards. And the E is for experiment. So you may have a plan in place, but it may not work out how you expect it to. So just try a few things. Like I said, try maybe a monthly budget. If that doesn't work, try a certain amount of items per year. So you're only maybe allowed to have 1 a month. Maybe that will stop you spending so much. Or try, only every season, whatever it is. Just try a few different things. Find what works for you, because until you try it, you're not going to know if it works or not. Okay, I've got one hand completely done. They look pretty good. I'm just going to finish the other hand off camera and come back to you. Okay, and I'm done. It's pretty painless. I'm not like the neatest nail painter, but I think they look pretty good. And I just think it's so much easier to be able to do them at home. I'd really like to get a few more colours. I think I'd like a true red. I usually go for quite a classic red. And then I like this shade. I actually like it more than I thought I would now that it's on. But I'd like one that's a bit brownier and a bit more warm toned. And then similar to this one, I really like quite a pale, like a mushroomy brown colour. If you're interested in trying an at-home nail kit yourself, I will leave all the details for Nail Reserve below, plus a very generous discount code that they have shared with me to share with all of you. I will be using it myself to get a few more nail colours for sure. I'd really like another orange shade as well. I had my nails on orange once, that was pretty nice. But as part of this, I've been able to declutter all of my normal nail polishes because I just don't think they never last on me. I had a comment on a video recently where I had literally painted my nails on, I think, Saturday, filmed some videos, and then Sunday I was filming more videos and my nails were totally chipped already, and someone commented and was like, yeah, maybe paint your nails next time. So this is for you. My nails should hopefully look pretty perfect from now on. And I really like having them done. It's just a little kind of addition to my personal style to just have that like kind of polished element. So we'll leave the details below. I'm also gonna, well, I don't need to leave the link to this book below. Highly recommend this book if you want to delve more into, I suppose it's great to know why our brains work the way they do, and it almost makes you feel better about your addictions or your impulses, because you're like, well, that's how my brain is wired, so of course that's what's happening. So not to use it as a crutch or an excuse, but kind of like just to take away, like, it's not just you, we're all wired like this. It happens to a lot of people, you know, and if we're worried about kind of shopping impulses when some people out there have actual genuine addictions, I think we're doing okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are interested in any more no-buy content, I will leave a playlist on the screen if you want to try out that 1 month abstinence period. If you need any style or capsule wardrobe inspiration, I will leave a playlist on the screen for that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all really soon.